welcome to part 3. In part 2, we kept a night down a creek near William Creek, headed north on Oodnadatta Track past Alpikigna Ridge to Oodnadatta, Pink Roadhouse, lunch and refuel, headed up on Mount Dare Road, bumped into Robin from Riptop Maps, and then kept a night at Tent Hole. In the morning, headed out on Mount Dare Road to Mount Dare for lunch and refuel, then down to Dalhousie, camped at Lig the Plain. Then in the morning, out on French Line, past Perney Bore, right on Rig Road, and then Rig Road continued to WAA line where we set up camp. In the morning, went out on WAA line, and that pretty much concludes part 2. In part 3, we head up north on Knolls Track, kept a night on Knolls Track, and in the morning did the final 20 k's of Knolls Track, turned right on French Line, headed east where the sand was softer, a bit more challenging, and then I had a breakdown at Popple Corner, which meant we kept the night at Popple Corner, and that's part 3. Alright, so there's an inland lake here that we've come across. There's WAA line straight ahead of me, it goes right across it. Looking on the map, I just assumed it'd be a dry lake, but it's got water in it. Let's go down there now. There we go. Get above the sand. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. There's no water in that section, and this is really picturesque. Let's go across. So there is water in it. They're just to the left and the right. That looks great, doesn't it? How good is that? A few donuts by the 4-wheel drive boys. That looks awesome. A bit of a rough section here in the middle, but it's hard packed, no problem at all. So this is it's pretty cool. I haven't seen many videos of bikes doing the WAA line, so hope this is helping to see what's across here, because there's plenty on French. And there we go, we're across the other side. I might just pan around and get Tony coming across. There's his headlight. And Barney's on the other side. I can see his headlight too. So that's the protocol. You turn your headlights here so you can see them, and that seems to work better than the flag. I think the flags are just for cresting dunes. And then here comes Tony. Tony Maroney, all skinny and bony.
Oh, what a laugh.
Hey?
It's a mirage.
It's a mirage, yeah.
Oh, it's a mirage.
Yeah.
Mirages.
Well, it's nice to see there wasn't water on that section.
Yeah. I don't think there's water on.
Alright, here's another dry lake. I don't think that other lake did have any water. As Tony said, it was a bit of a mirage. Here we go. That's a nice little way to break up the ride, crossing these things. And then back in the sand. Come on, Tony. Oh, that's soft. There we go. Not too far now, 1 kilometre I think to
Knolls track. That white rock. Where we'll start heading north. Starting to miss the family now. My boy Willow and my wife Michelle. It's been a week now since we left, and I think it's been like 4 days since we've spoken to them. So we'll be missing those guys. But we should be back in contact in a day or two. So I'm really looking forward to that, making sure they're okay. Alright, Knolls track, there it is. And Big Rig Road is 7 k's to the south, French line 34 k's to the north. K1 line 109 k's to the south of here. And that's where we've just come from. So I thought I'd start the camera again and just show you Knolls track here. Because, like I said, not many bike videos that I've seen has shown us WAA line, so you probably haven't seen this one too. So this is Knolls track. It goes north-south, so no dunes, but it's still pretty sandy, and whoops. I would imagine we would probably get an average speed over 60 k's an hour here. Okay, so there's still a bit of fun actually. I thought it'd be a bit of a highway. Travelling into the wind now. This is a nice little break, a nice little change from the dunes. So Tony likens it, he's ridden a ski-doo before in the snow, and he says that riding out here is like a mix between a dirt bike and riding a ski-doo in the style that you need. Looks like we're on the top of a dune actually. Looking over there, that dune's the same height as ours, and then there's a valley in between. So we're pretty shagged. We may not get all the way to the end here. We might stop halfway and see if we can find a campsite. Campsites are probably going to be less frequent on these tracks because you tend to find them in between the dunes, and we're right on top of one. Get pretty windy. Alright, you've probably seen enough now, so I'll switch off the camera. If anything else happens or anything interesting, I'll switch it back on. Okay, so we've set up track, set up camp halfway up Knolls track. I'm getting a bit weary, so we did that, and as you can see, we found where the flies are in the Simpson desert. Flies the whole time, and then there's just a crap load of them now. So, bit of a tip there: before you set up camp, just take off your helmet, hang around for 5 minutes and see if the flies come. So there are the boys over there. Go on, mate. There's our camp between the dunes. So we'll get dinner started shortly, and relax. And get ready for tomorrow, Popple corner tomorrow, and we'll see where we go from there. Okay, see you. Alright, so flies are back this morning. They did piss off at dusk, as Tony said they would, and then we started cooking there. Had a good night, but yeah, this morning the flies have reappeared. So anyway, so it takes us about an hour to set up camp, and it seems to take about an hour in the morning to make it all and have breakfast, bacon and eggs. So yeah, Popple corner today, and then we'll figure out where we're going next. Yeah. So bike's running well. Tony's bike's running well. Tony's fallen in love with his 790. He only bought it like 4 weeks ago, so he's in the groove and he's loving it once again. So up here to up Knolls track. I think it's about 30 k's to go, 20 to 30 k's to go, and then we'll hit French line, just to have a taste of what that's like, and then have some fun on those dunes again. So that'd be great. And then Popple corner, and then work out what we're doing from there. All right, see you guys. Still on Knolls track. We're 9 kilometres from the intersection of Knolls and French. There the boys. There's Barney, and just get on the bike and get going. Good stuff. So still same deal of getting in your groove again. It takes half an hour to an hour. Get your eye in. Just looks like it's all about the where you look and the throttle. Yeah, there's that inland lake. I think it's about 15 degrees at the moment, probably 10 a.m. and it seems to get up to about 28. That's what it did yesterday. So pleasant riding conditions right now. No, just a light wind. Quite comfortable. So it was very windy yesterday, setting up the camp. I pegged down my tent as I was assembling it, and right at that vulnerable spot when I've created it, got a nice surface area erecting the tent, the pegs gave way and it went flying, and I had to sprint to catch it before too many prickles got to it. Always found that quite amusing. So 9 kilometres, 8 or 9 k's to French. Just got hard pack sections here, and you've also got sandy sections too. I made the mistake yesterday where it looked, the sand was hard packed. Kind of looked like this, but even firmer, and it was kind of firm, but then I was starting to lean the bike over more and more and push the front end quite a bit, but grabbed the throttle and it recovered. Something okay. So it starts to look like it's a hard back clay surface, but it's actually still sand. These stoned areas, you slow down a bit. Hey. Alright. That'll probably do for now. See you when we get to French. Okay, so it's we're on the intersection now of French line. So we have 40 k's to go to Popple, and we've just refueled the Ranger. I've just put 6 litres in my bike as well of juice. I'm just topping it up as we go, keep the bike light. Tony decided to fill his tank up yesterday because he was on a roll, and then had to deal with the extra 20 kilos he just had put in his bike. So I'm doing it in stages. Here we go. So now back on French. Here we go, back to the dunes. So that track was great. Still challenging in its own little way. Definitely worth doing if you can. There's lots of fun. And just breaks up the dune riding and throws something else in the middle. Okay, I can see a dune in the distance. Getting the groove of doing the dunes again. You do spend most of your time on your pegs crossing here. So it's a good idea to prep for that if you can. There we go. Yeah, if you've got a dirt bike, maybe do that, some prep on that before you come. Alright, here we go, another dune. Curious to compare these dunes to WAA line to see if they're the guys who built this had a different way of getting over the dunes. WAA line had a lot of cresting of the dunes with corners in it. So curious if the French did the same thing when they built this one. Oh, there you go, there's a corner. So Popple corner, yeah, the intersection of Northern Territory, South Australia and Queensland. So we'll head there and get the obligatory photo. Sit on Popple corner, so you're in 3 states at once, and walk around it. Chopped up here. I wonder if this is the traffic doing this, or it's normally like this. I mean, this is between the dunes. But you're not meant to bring trailers and camper trailers and stuff through, but a lot do. I get why you would. Not sure if that creates this problem, but this is heaps more chopped up than WAA line. So far anyway. This might be the natural way of this section. But if it stays like this, then it's more than likely the traffic that's done it. So I normally have major issues with my hands getting fatigued for some reason. Like, I've been riding for 30 years and haven't really had this problem before of gripping the bars too tight with my hands. But on this bike I do, for whatever reason. And after a couple of days, major fatigue on my hands. So even when I just try to relax, concentrate on it, I still do too much. So I bought a Oxford, I'm not sure what you call it, but you put it on, it's a little paddle that you put on the the throttle, and it just meshes into the palm of your hand, and you don't have to hold onto the throttle to keep it engaged. You can be really relaxed and still apply the throttle, and that went a long way to solving the issue. I wouldn't be able to do this ride without that thing. It cost about 30 or 40 bucks, and so Tony doesn't have it on his bike. I've got it on mine. He's got calluses. We've done 1,500 k's so far on this trip, and my hands are fine. No calluses. It's relaxed most of the time, and it's been a godsend. So, highly recommend you get one and try it. You can have all different ways of holding the throttle as well. Vary the grip that you've got, and share the muscle fatigue around for different muscles on your hand. When I stand up on the long sections, sometimes I'll use my thumb to push on the paddle, and all different parts of the hand. Alright, here comes the car and a salt plant, so I'll stop here. Alright, so there are some salt pans, dry lakes that you do cross on French line, and here's one of them. Just have a bit of a look. Pretty dry, doesn't look to be any soft spots. Something to do while we wait for Barney to catch up. Yeah, it's a bit soft here. And fine crust of salt when you go off that line. Get the rear end going. Tails on the salt pans. See if I can get Tony doing some. There he goes. Bit of opposite lock stuff. Bit of fun. I wouldn't go too much further, Tony. Might get stuck. Come on, Tony. Do what you eat. That's funny. Keeps the grunt. Lots of fun. Alright, that'll do, I guess. Let's keep going. Back on French. Definitely does seem more chopped up. Hasn't abated, you know. So far, I'd recommend WA line if you can, as an alternative. See, it's this stuff you don't seem to get. WAA. It's okay, but means you don't get too much of a rest in between the dunes. So maybe do both, right? You know, you can do like we just did, a section of French, pop over to WAA, do it, come up again, do another section of French, just mix it up. All the rear wheel steering. It's all about rear wheel steering when it's soft sand. Bit soft there. Baby, yeah. Yeah. Lots of fun this is. Doesn't feel scary or dangerous. Feels like if you were going to crash, by the time you did, you'd be going pretty slow. And it's very forgiving. I mean, compared to riding on shiny clay, where 1 minute you're up, next minute you're down, this stuff, there's heaps of warning, and as long as you grab the throttle, you'll generally get out of the situation. So much fun. Just drifting the rear. We'll get to the top of this dune and we'll wait for Barney, I think. We get better comms at the top of the dunes. And there we go. And we've got a view and another dry lake over there. How's it going, Tony? Tony does this, he sprays me with sand before he top. How you going?
Good, mate. That was fun.
That was fun.
Bloody great.
Yeah.
I think we better wait for Barney.
Yeah, we'll wait for Barney. Yeah, that was a hoot, the dry lake.
Yeah, the dry lake and just that bit off there.
Yeah.
Just trying to steer, steer with the rear.
Yeah, there. That's what I was just saying. Yeah, that's
That was great.
Yeah.
Good one, Billy.
How'd you go there, Tony?
Oh, was
Hey?
working hard.
Hard?
Hard.
Why is that?
Soft sand, mate.
It was a bit of a soft sand. That's why we stopped to make sure Barney can get through.
Yeah, that hill there, I nearly kept bouncing it.
Right.
Kept the revs up.
To get over it.
Yeah, but you know when you're roosting with the sand and it's coming out over your head?
Yeah.
And the wind's blowing it down in front of me.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah.
Hey, you buggered?
I'm getting buggered.
It's tiring. It's tiring
This
shit.
is soft. I mean,
that?
the sand, the sand is like, it's not like talco, no. German stuff, the sand is really,
Yeah, no, it is soft.
yeah.
Good fun.
Good fun though.
Not much longer to go and we'll be at Popple. Alright, just had a bit of a kip waiting for Barney to catch up. Soft section here. You see this, it's really soft sand. So we thought we'd have a kip, regroup, get the energy back. I've just didn't stop. Tony stopped. He had to sort of go dig his back tyre out just by moving his bike to the side, and managed to get going again up the hill. I've just lowered my tyre pressures from 14 to 10, and And that might be the end of it anyway, so it might have been a waste of time. Yeah, that was fun. Normally when you stop on a hill, you know, when you're in the dirt, you just reverse back down and try it again. But reversing on the sand isn't always an option. Even though you've got a hill to come down, the bike won't actually go down. There we go, look at this. Full throttle and only barely moving. Well, not full throttle, but reasonable throttle. Yeah, so you can't actually get your bike to go backwards down the hill. No reverse gear, obviously. So Barney needed to, this is a previous time that we stopped, Barney needed to help him get it back down the hill. See, look how chopped up this is. I don't know if it comes out on the camera. Oh, look at that. You can hear the motor working. I'm barely moving. There you go. That's 10 psi now. I do the thumb test on the tyre to see how much flex there is. Do that on the dirt bike to kind of work out how much pressure you've got. And even at 10 psi, there's bugger all give on those Shinkos. Yeah, that's alright. Oh, look at that, fantastic. Another salt plane. Yeah, so even 10 psi, probably even go lower if you had to, if you couldn't get up something. I've got a rim lock on, I put a rim lock on, especially for this trip. So I don't wreck the valve stem. There we go, another bit of a break. That looks pretty cool down there. So 17.5 kilometres from the turn off to Popple's Corner, travelling east. Seems to be the protocol here. You're meant to sort of reset your trip meter or somehow know where you are or how to give your position to people as you're moving through the place. They all want to know, where are you? And you normally quote X number of kilometres from a particular intersection and which direction you're travelling. That's fun. Everyone wants a chat generally. Great. Didn't see too many people yesterday on WAA. We passed 2 cars and that's about it for the whole day. So today we passed a group of 4 4-wheel drives, not too far back. Apparently there's a group of 7 dirt bikes ahead of us with 2 support cars, so I'm sure we won't catch them. They'll be flying through here having a ball. So the plan is for lunch at Popple's Corner. Throw some snags on. Here we go. That was Alright, let's try this one. Paddling. Nah, and that stopped. Alright, first time I've done this. Didn't get up. So this is going to be fun. Just kill the motor, see if I can get it to restart. I think the other way is a bit better. This way's steep. Alright, let me get it in neutral. It's in neutral. Feels like it's in gear. Try and get the rear wheel out. Here's the advantage of a 701. A bit lighter to do this stuff, and no gear. Let's see if we can move it backwards. Alright, she's moving. This is the funny thing, it's having to push the bike down a hill. It's really hard. Tony's just gone the left route and he stopped. Whew. Okay, get my breath. Let's see how we go. Alright, see what happens now. Try and go sideways. That just digs in. Alright, let's try it again. You see here, there's the bike. You can put it on its side and sort of drag it around, and we can do that if we need to. That back wheel is like it's got a brick behind it. Oh, Tony got up. He's up there enjoying this. Whew. He's come down to help me. It's good. So I'll get down to do the left route. Yeah.
Pulled my groin a bit before.
Sorry?
Pulled my groin a bit.
Not good.
Just when we're trying to get going, I've stuffed it up.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah,
all right.
Pulled it a bit. So.
Give me some. Just get the rear wheel and sort of grab the spokes and the tyre and go back. That's much easier. All right. Now I'm side on to the hill. See what happens there. I'm going to spray you, mate, if you stand there. No, we're right. We're going down.
Are you going to give this another go? Or?
Nah.
No, go that way, it's alright.
I'm shagged now. Okay. Somewhere to turn around. Alright. Catch my breath and give it another go. Okay, here we go. Alright, that's better. Back on the pegs. Alright. Done it. Whew. Bug it now. See if Barney gets over it now. Helps to be fit, which I'm not. Alright, deuces. Fantastic, got over that one. How'd you go?
Yeah, not bad. I was just trying to keep my speed up.
Yeah, keep the speed up, you're okay.
Yeah, if you try and go too, it's harder if you slower you go.
Stay above it.
Yeah, I was just trying to.
Got to resist, start looking down and just look up and your speed comes up and you stay on top of the sand.
Yeah, and keep your speed up.
Yeah.
The faster you go, the easier it is.
Yeah. Just got to be able to turn the
going
bike.
bloody slow.
Hey?
I'm obviously going bloody slow.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing through there, maybe 30, 40.
Yeah.
But you've got to do at least that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, then it's okay.
Otherwise, it's too hard, you know.
Start to sink.
You can't smash through the crap. Where's this bloody Popple's corner, Billy?
Ah, it's not
you
far
said
to go now. 1.5 kilometres.
How many?
1.5.
1.5?
To the turn off.
Yeah!
You
Holy
can have a rest
mackerel.
and lunch.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well done, Billy.
All right, so we're 700 metres from Popple corner, and she stopped, and I thought we were out of fuel, so we fueled her up. Still wouldn't. It runs, and then I put it in gear. It'll go a little bit, and then it stopped. We took the fuel filter off and checked the fuel screen. That was no cigar. I've got a OBD2 reader, an app, but I don't think I haven't tested it on this bike, and it didn't seem to work. What else did we check? I've diverted my side stand switch to here, and I put a magnet on it. So that it basically takes this away from down here. It's a bit vulnerable down here, and then it sort of protects it. So I thought I'd make sure the magnet there's a little magnet there I put on there. So I was just making sure that wasn't the issue. Put that back on, because maybe that was tripping as I was going, and the centre stand was, I thought the side stand was down. And then we noticed when I rode it, it only cut out when I turned the handlebars right to do a U-turn to come back. And as it turns out, so that sort of led us to what the fault was. So what it is just in here. Let me zoom out. Okay, just here there's two wires that come around the headstock, and one of them was really tight. So when I was turning to the right, it was pulling quite hard on this, and you can see it's even taken off a bit of the insulator, and that was reliably cutting the engine. So every time I turned it right, it cut the engine. So I've taken off my headlight assembly because I've done lots of work in here. Done lots of cable ties to get that. I know that's a mess. I've taken all the cable ties off. That wasn't the cause. I have rerouted. Where this wire goes to is the kill switch block and the starter block. It's this one here. It's the second one here. So that has been rerouted by me when I installed the bark busters. But really the problem was there was a cable tie here, a factory one, and it was taking up all the slack. So now there's lots of movement here, right? So good idea to check this. If that's really tight and being pulled on, it's just a matter of cutting this one and then installing another one. There's heaps of wire on the other side, on the other side of this, so you can reinstall it. But where it was installed by the installer. I think they had it too far upstream, so I'll put that back, that cable tie, and give this a bit more play, and I'll put an insulator around here, and we should be back on the track. So that's really good. We just made it across the Simpson. There's a sign back there that says permits required if you want to go any further west. So technically we made it, but I'm really happy that we're going to get moving again. We're camping tonight because the sun's about to go down, and then we'll go up to Popple Corner because you've got to get the obligatory photo there and head off. So I'm pretty happy. I thought this was going on the car on the back of the ute. All right, so I'll do that and test it and see how we go. All right, yeah, so we're set up camp here where I broke down and got up, had breakfast this morning. We'll have we'll set off shortly and head to Popple Corner, and then we'll head down to K1 line, and I think it's Warburton track to go to Munganani. So we're not going to Birdsville mainly because it's just another border we've got to cross with COVID, and it just means if there's any changes in situations, that's another, like New South Wales in total lockdown. We don't want to make it harder to get home to our families. Anyway, I thought I'd show you the bike. I'll go from front to back, I guess. Yeah, so axle puller as standard. The tower is a Britannica Lynx. It's really good. That's a tire pressure monitor system making that noise. Great lights, 8,500 lumens. The wind protection's good. Don't really get much buffeting at all, and you know, that's something that's specific with the rider and the screen and the bike. So, but in my situation, it's pretty good. You can lift this screen up and down here. It's on a slider. I found that the down position's the best. You put it up, and I'll definitely get lots of buffeting. So that's really so Oxford heated grips. Here's my push to talk button here. It's velcroed on because it's not waterproof. It's like splash proof, and you know, the slight rain, a bit of rain would be okay, but I can take that off if it starts raining. So that push to talk, it connects to this guy, and Keith Jobson, who's also a YouTuber, a motorbike YouTuber, made this cable up for me. He's got a video on how to do this, and he actually sent me this mount as well from this old UHF. It would be nice to have a Bluetooth enabled UHF radio, but they're really expensive at the moment. I'm sure that they'll come. So that's the comms. Got the quad lock remote charger, or remote wireless charger for the iPhone, and that noise is annoying, isn't it, guys? Sorry. It's got the suspension system on it, which you need to get. I did have it without that suspension system. It's really cheap anyway from Quadlock, and it wrecks your iPhone if you run it without it. It kills the optical image stabilizer and wreck the iPhone. So the other thing too is this port here where you plug in your USB-C cable. It comes with a afterthought of a seal, a rubber O-ring seal that doesn't really seal. Water does get in there, so I've run a bead of silicone there to keep the water out. Otherwise, I've had to send one of those back as well because I think it got water into it. So I've got the Samsung Active 3. It's dust-proof, waterproof, vibration-proof, and it can go down to -40. So these are really, really good kit. Not expensive as well, and Here you can see I've got Aussie Explorer on it at the moment, and the way I do it, this line that's on the map, that's our intended route home through the Flinders Ranges. And if I scroll in, I do this on the computer at home, so the route's already pre-planned as to where we're going. It makes it really simple. You just keep yourself on that line. So when you get to a corner, there's no mucking around. You know where to go. Not a big deal in the Flinders Ranges, but some of the tracks that you do, there's lots of corners and lots of ways to go. So this just means you just can make a quick decision as to whether you go left, right, straight, or what you're doing. And if I just show our GPS position now, it'll show where we are. I can scroll through different maps, and there we are at Popple Corner. And there's QAA line, which we won't do. Advantage of running just zoom in a bit more, I think. A tablet here is you can just load on whatever app you want, right? So I've got a Bluetooth battery monitor as well, with an app that runs it, Waze, Google Maps. I've even stored some links for the rain radar, so I can click on those as I'm riding and get an idea of where the rain's coming, and a fuel log app, and you can also, like, I've even loaded on the OBD2 app as well, right? So you can get all statistics. Once I get this working, this is a work in progress. You can see how it'll be pretty cool to get whatever temperature sensors on your dash. And the time, shows you the time and weather as well. Yes, Oxford heater grips. This is that Oxford paddle that you put on the throttle, and it's a lifesaver for me. We've done probably it's over 15, probably 1700 k's now, and I've got no fatigue in my hand whatsoever. Whereas I used to do a day or two, and they were majorly fatigued. And once you relax on this hand, you relax on the other one too, I find. So, and they're $30 or $40. I highly recommend you try one and see if you like it. It's been a godsend. So bark busters, obviously. Double take mirrors, just there. And I've just put a ball mount for my GoPro and just taken the mirror off to sort of double purpose that. Okay, got the BRB suspension system here. It gives you 4 rubber mounts that mitigate the vibration. This particular 701 has the dual balancing shafts in it, so the vibration's not too bad at all, But I was trying to solve my problem with my hands, and my mate Niche bought me this and the steering dampener as a gift, because I did a whole heap of work for him at his shed. So the steering dampener's been awesome on this trip for the high speed Unadata track. I just locked that on hard, and you can just it's really comfortable, and you can go quite hard. I turned it off for the dunes, and it's been it's been great. All right, let me go on the other side of the bike. Bash plate, I've just got a black one. It's a BRB off-road. Had plenty of coverage. Triple clamp side casing protection. Like I said yesterday, there's the side stand switches here, and it's vulnerable. It's plastic and it can get hit. So the solution I've done is I've moved it here out of the way, put a magnet on. So you'll see in the video previously what the magnet looks like. Now I've taped it back up and cable tied it up here out of the way. So it just means that if you leave the side stand down, that's an issue. You've got to remember to keep putting that up, because it won't cut the engine with that solution. Just cotton reel for the racing stands. Yeah, so the standard exhaust is it's got a cat converter in it. It gets really hot. So I replaced it with one of these, carbon fiber, so they stay cooler. If you've got a refueling situation and you need fuel drips on it, it's less likely to ignite. If you do buy this one, the arrestor does come out because the screw sort of eventually vibrates out. So when you get it, if you get one of these, you get it new, take that screw out and Loctite it and put it back in. Otherwise, it's a bit of a pain. Just got these little lights on eBay to illuminate the number plate. I had to just spray it lightly with some black paint to sort of dim it to where I needed it. Andy straps pack, they're really good. And I bought one of these things to hold, you know, my drinking bottle. It's a 1 litre dual skin drinking bottle. I found that when I had my drinking bottle in the pack itself, I wasn't drinking enough because it's too much of a pain to get to. So that's been really good. So I've got the Bosley pegs. The standard pegs are only half this size, and especially on the left hand side, because of the way the exhaust is, your sort of leg comes out a little bit and you're only sort of on half of the peg, and it's really uncomfortable. So these are a really big deck. You can actually get bigger than this. He set this one down 20 mil. You can ask him to set it wherever you want. You can actually get him to set it back as well, or at standard height. Comes with a dropped lever too, like just this tip, and you just bolt that on too, so it makes adjusting it easy. And you got the Rally Raid tank, 6 litre tank. Gets my range up to about 350 to 400 k's. And you've got a fuel line that comes down here to the put a fuel filter in to a pet cock, and then it comes under here. Comes with this kit with this little you take off the fuel filter, fuel pump housing, and this interfaces the two, and it gives you this port into the tank and just links the two, and that's been really good. So what else can I tell you? So the bike's been great. It's lots of fun. The main thing I can tell you is it doesn't ride like it looks. It looks like a dirt bike. And most people make the mistake that, oh yeah, it's going to ride like a dirt bike. It's so much fun. It rides like on the road like a super motard. So, and just rips up the tarmac beautifully. Tips in really quickly. Holds a line nicely. And you'll have an absolute ball on the road on one of these, because I think most people think that it's just going to ride like a vibratey single dirt bike on the road, and it doesn't. It's got the engine comes with a dual balance shafts, so it smooths it out quite nicely. So there's not a lot of vibration. Oh, the other thing too is the seat concept seat. It's the extra wide one that I've got. I only just bought that out when I bought it, so that was lucky I grabbed that. So it's quite comfortable. You got the screen, you got the seat. And the heated grips. It's comfortable on the road, even though it looks like a dirt bike. That's not the experience. So highly recommend it. Loads of fun, and the tire pressure monitoring system, Spy one. Don't recommend it because the screen's too dark to read. Even though you can see the flashing LED when it does go too low when it beeps. Probably get one that has a better screen situation. So there you go. That's the 701. I'll do the same thing. I'll get Tony to do the same thing with his bike. So we'll push on. Camp is packed up, and now we're going to head for Popple corner, and it's 600 metres away. So we just fell short of it before I broke down. And here we go. To Popple corner. So it's the intersection of South Australia, Northern Territory and Queensland. It is not the most eastern tip of South Australia. It's the bit that that missing square piece of Queensland. Where you can be in 3 states in one time, just by sitting on the marker there. Is this it? Oh yeah. So it looks like you have to walk across. Here comes Tony. It's got the dry lake just next to this area. Wag-Kagura country, so that's the Aboriginal zone or area, tribal area here. It's always good to pay respects. And there it is. It's good to see it. It's like I've seen heaps of photos of it. Didn't realise that dry lake, Salt Pan, was right next to it. South Australia, Queensland. So this must be the original marker that was put down at place, Northern Territory, South Australia. And it looks like they've replaced it by one that's more accurate. This one here, there you go. That's the photo you've all seen. It's got a rock here to stand on for everyone to take photos. So I'm in South Australia now. Walk over there, I'm Northern Territory. Over there I'll be in Queensland. Sit on it and you're all 3 states in one go. So there you go.
So that's it.
That must be the old one.
Yeah. This is the more accurate one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. See if we go there, we'll get in trouble.
Yeah, there you
Where are
go.
we now? Where are I?
You're
I'm in Queensland.
I'm in South Australia.
Billy's in Northern Territory.
and I'm half an hour.
Okay.
You're half an hour behind us.
You wait half an hour.
Yeah, don't touch the hand. Billy. We finally got here.
Go team.
Knocking about.